Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Heather and I'm an online reseller. And today I'm going to be taking you with me on a trip into Goodwill to see if we can find some great things to flip online. So let's go. So usually when I walk into a thrift store, I like to head towards the hard goods first. It seems like that's usually where the most people are at, and so I feel like if I'm going to find anything good, I've got to get over there fast. And then if I have enough time, then I will head to the clothes later, but I usually try and stop and do all of the shoes before I go out as well. So on my way back to the toys, I noticed some tags in the women's shirt section sticking out, and usually new with tags is a great thing at a thrift store. And it turned out that it was LuLaRoe, which I've heard historically had a good following, and now it's flooded and not as popular. But I decided to look a couple of them up. There was this zebra print, and I thought maybe that might have some value, but it didn't turn out to be the case. And then a couple shirts back, there's another new with tag. And again, I thought, well, maybe this one, it's not too simple. It might have a little bit more demand, but same thing, looked up comparables, and there just weren't any that had sold. And so then after that, there was probably, I don't know, 8 more of these shirts down this aisle. But I just didn't even look up the rest at that point because I just didn't think that there was going to be any value in those ones because they were really simple prints. So then I headed over to the toy section. As you can see, usually at the thrift store there are lots of naked Barbies missing heads and arms and legs. Yeah, so this guy right here happened to have all of his parts, and he was dressed and had his shoes on, which is a bonus, but usually Barbies just aren't worth very much. So I put him back, and then as I go over, they had some bags with lots of little toys in it, which is not common at this Goodwill. So I looked through those, and it's always a good idea to check out bagged toys because you never know what's going to be in them. Sometimes you can find some really good stuff in there because it's the little toys that often go for a lot of money, because people will buy the big toys, or they'll have the big toys and they'll lose the little pieces that go with it. And so then they go to eBay looking for those pieces to replace the pieces that they have, or the pieces that they need that they didn't get originally. So it's always good to look through those. Fisher-Price Little People, Imaginext. There's several different toy sets. Maybe I'll do a whole video on that at some point. So yeah, make sure you're looking through the bags when you're looking at toys. So then as I was walking on, I found this little dragon for my daughter who really likes dragons. And obviously this was not an eBay find, but still fun for her. And then I was really excited. I looked up and I saw this Thomas the Train brand new in the box toy. Thomas the Train can be a really good toy to look out for. So I pulled it out, I scanned it on the eBay app, and unfortunately, it was not worth anything. It was like $17 brand new in box, which is not a great deal because you are going to have to find a box to put it in, and you're going to have to pay the extra fees for the shipping because eBay will charge you your final value fees on your shipping. So you always want to take that into account when you are buying toys that are bigger, that it's going to cost you a little bit more because the shipping is heavier, so your fees are going to be higher. So unfortunately, I put that one back. So then I wandered through the dishes and the sportswear and I really didn't see anything except for these 2 Pyrex containers. So I wasn't really sure if these were a set. Obviously there was 2 of them. They had similar lids, but they weren't the same color. They were slightly different. So I tried looking for them on eBay, but it took a long time, and I just kept getting all of these green Pyrex containers that were vintage that had white flowers or leaves or these different things on the side of them, and I couldn't find just plain green. But eventually I did find one, and it didn't look like it was going for a lot. And the same thing, you're going to have to find boxes for these, package it all up, and yeah, you are going to want to have a high profit margin if you're going to do something like that, and it just wasn't there for these. And the bottom of one was a little bit scratched up, so I decided to leave those behind as well. So in the end, I didn't end up really finding anything at that first Goodwill. I did buy this Presto Fry Daddy fryer. Yeah. So we actually have one of these, and I thought, oh, it was brand new inside when I opened the box. And I thought, sometimes ours has issues and we end up having to replace it. And I thought, oh, we could get it and replace it if we need a new one. So yeah, I picked that up. It was only $6.99. Brand new, not a bad deal. I also, right next to that, found this also Presto. Makes you wonder if maybe they came in with from the same person. It's a tater twister, so it cuts curly fries. I don't know if you've ever done that, but we do this fairly often, and our family really likes it. There's something about them being cut curly that makes them taste a lot better, it seems. But again, I opened this and it was brand new in the box. It still has all the plastic around it. All of the instructions are in here. So yeah, so I brought those both home, and my husband was like, I don't know that we need a second one.
It wasn't like that.
So
we've already broken one.
Yeah. So I decided
We've gone through one Fry Daddy and a tater twister already.
Yes. And you can't buy the tater twisters anymore. And when I was looking at them online, it looks like they were only a 90s thing. Anyway, I decided to look them up on eBay to see if it was better just to sell them, because we have plenty of stuff. And it looks like the Fry Daddy is going for about $40, and the curly fry maker is going for about $30. I'm thinking that these, well, maybe the Fry Daddy at least, would fit in a priority, the large priority box. So yeah, I think that that's going to be their fate. I think they're going to go online, and hopefully I can make a little bit of money on them. So in the end, I did find something, I guess, at that first store. And my daughter was happy with her dragon. So I was a little bummed after that store. So the next day I decided to head out and try a different store. And we have this teeny little store in our town that's pretty hit and miss, but I've historically found some really good toys there. And so after finding nothing at Goodwill, I had low hopes, but it turned out to be pretty good. So at this thrift store, like I was saying, it's pretty teeny, and they usually have like clothes up at the front, but every time I've gone, the clothes are really dated and they're a little worn and faded. They're not as nice as they are at like Goodwill and Savers. I don't think they pick through them very well. So yeah, I usually don't really pay much attention to the clothes. I usually head straight to the back where the toys are. I was super excited to find a bin full of Monster High dolls. Monster High dolls are super collectible right now, and some of them can make some really good money. I actually sold one a couple weeks ago for $45 I think it was. It was quite a bit. So definitely watch out for Monster High dolls. And then right next to it, there was this big stack of Big Nate books. And then I also found some Little Sister Babysitter Club books. So I came home with this whole bin of Monster High dolls. I'll show you really quick some of them. It's always nice when they've got their clothes on and their shoes. This poor girl doesn't, obviously. Got this girl with her wings. She kind of feels like she's maybe went into a bathtub or something. Her hair feels funny. We got this girl. This girl also is missing her clothes. But she does have her shoes. We've got this girl with the no hair on the side of her head look. And then this one. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I tried doing the picture app on my phone with eBay, and some of them weren't wearing the right dresses, so it wasn't picking them up so well, and I still need to do some research on them, which does take a little bit of time, and you have to take that into account when you try new things. That, and I quickly learned that they weren't wearing their right clothes, so I'm going to have to redress them and switch some of the outfits around. But it looked like the ones that I looked up were going in the $15-ish range. Obviously, if they have their clothes and their shoes, they're gonna go for more than the girls that don't have anything on. But surprisingly, they still sell. So my plan is to lot them together. Since I have 7, I'll probably do 2 together, 2 together, and 3 together, unless I happen to find one that's worth enough to stand on its own, which would probably be if it was over $20. In the same container, there was also this My Little Pony Equestria doll, I believe is what they're called.
I kept thinking, oh, it's Rainbow Dash, but not a horse.
But
I
the
have
best
daughters.
part is, yeah, that my husband knows that this is called Rainbow Dash off the top of his head.
I have daughters.
I think that this was on one of them. And then there was also just some random shoes in here. These obviously are Monster High. I don't know. I really don't know that much about Monster High, so I don't know if these, I mean, this looks like Monster High, so does this. Wow, we scored big here. I mean, we found a diamond.
Let's sell it and we're rich.
You just never know what you're gonna find in a bin full of toys.
Our youngest daughter would love that though.
Curling iron, this fluffy wrap. Maybe it goes to one of them. I really have no idea.
It is a wrap, not a pashmina.
And there's this hair, yet again. I have no idea what this goes to. So yeah, you just never know what you're gonna find. But hopefully, these will at least be $80 worth in the end. So then I also got those Big Nate books. These looked like they were all in really good condition. I've heard that if you lot books together, sometimes you can make some good money on them. So there's 8 of these. I looked them up online and it looks like they're going for about $30 to $40. So a nice score there as well.
A piece?
For all of it together. Babysitters Club. I'm always looking for Babysitters Club. I've got a daughter who likes to read Babysitters Club, and I loved them growing up. So I found these Little Sister books. They're still fairly sought after. It looks like for 4 of them, they're going for about $15 to $18. for the 4 together.
And how much did you pay for them?
We'll get into that in a second.
Sorry.
All right, so then I was a little excited at this point, finding all these different things. I came across these cards, which I know nothing about, and I still know nothing about. They're called Plants versus Zombies. If you know much about it, try and maybe leave me a comment in the comment section. I think that they're trading cards. They kind of look like this. They've got little facts on the back. Some of them look like they're kind of like a puzzle piece.
It's too bad they're not Garbage Pail Kids. We could make a lot of money in Garbage Pail Kids.
Garbage Pail Kids sell for a lot. Unfortunately, these are not. But I looked for them on eBay and I found 2 sold listings, but there weren't any current listings. And the sold listings, one was like 30 cards and it sold for $4 plus shipping. And the other one was pretty similar to that. So I think I have like, I don't know, 160 of these cards, I think is what I counted. So maybe times or divided by 4, anyway, maybe I could end up with $15 for these. I don't know. Sometimes you can get more money when there is none of them on eBay because then there's higher demand. But maybe there really is no demand for these and I'll be sitting on them for 10 years. I guess we'll see. You'll have to watch my what sold videos to see if this pans out for me or not. So then on this same lotting books together, they had this group of Disney hardcover Wonderful World of Reading books. These, unfortunately, when I got home and looked them up, I didn't look them up at the store because I just was running out of time. They're not worth a whole lot. I'm probably looking at maybe $15 for the 7 of them. So then I went and I was about to check out and I looked over and they had a rack and it had some Easter stuff on it. And at the very end of this rack, there was this sweater and I could just tell just from seeing the arm of it that it was well embellished. So check out this sweater. All of the detail on it. It's got these cute watering can buttons. It's got a ton of beading. I don't know if you can see that very well. So I didn't even look this up. I just took the risk. I've heard that sweaters that are really well embellished can do really well. So when I got home, I went in and looked it up on eBay and I was pretty excited to find out that this is most likely vintage and it's even got shoulder pads in it, which is a good sign.
It's definitely from the 80s. It's got shoulder pads.
I think it's the 90s. Anyway, it's called Design Options by Philip and Jane Gordon. And they do cardigans that are really intricate with their patterns and details. And it seems they have a really good following and there are very few to come by on eBay. So of the listings that I saw, the solds on these were like $40 all the way up to like $370. None looked the exact same as this, but there was different ones, you know, like fall scenes or Christmas scenes, 4th of July, apples, dogs, cats. Anyway, several of them were going for like $200, $150. So fingers crossed, this is one of the good ones. I'm gonna price it up high and then put best offer on it. And hopefully I can make some really good money on this sweater. So this thrift store, I think that I can easily get over $200 for all of the stuff that I found. But it's nice, this little thrift store, the way that they price things is you fill a bag and the bag is $6. So they've got a pretty decent sized bag and I was able to get this all in the bag. So $6 for all of it. And hopefully I can get over $200 for it. Right after that, I decided to go and run into a different Goodwill than the first one that I went to. and I found some good stuff there. I actually had a birthday coupon to use for my birthday because it's this month, and so I got 25% off my entire purchase. So I was kind of hoping that I would find some good stuff since the last store was obviously a bust when I was at the Goodwill. So I first came across this North Face cap. It's got the snapback, but I'm not entirely sure how old it is. I don't know if it's
Looks
vintage
like
or
single
not.
stitching.
Yeah, on a hat. But yeah, there was only like 3 that had bears on them, but none were this color. This one's black. The comparables were like navy blue. So I thought maybe because it's not on eBay, I'll have a better chance and maybe I can get around 20 for it. So I'm trying to be better about looking things up when I'm at the thrift store that I'm not sure of, because there's a lot of value in a lot of things that I don't know. So especially when it's in the box and it's new. Puzzles have been doing well because of the pandemic and people being at home more than they usually are. So I found these two puzzles that are brand new. I very carefully took off the tape to double check, and they both are sealed in their bags still on the inside. The plan for these is to lot them together. I'll put both puzzles together in one listing and hopefully sell them for about $30. So there was a lot of fun stuff in the Christmas section, which of course we just left Christmas time, but people tend to buy things at all different times of the year. I often will sell swimsuits in the middle of winter or Christmas outfits in July, so you just never know. You just always want to have things listed. So I came across this really cute card set. So the brand on these is Burgoyne, and it just was a really nice card set. I mean, it's even got the envelope all decorated. It's kind of got that shimmery vibe going for it. Anyway, I thought it was going to cost like $1.50, and I thought, oh, we could use those. And really, in all honesty, I probably will never use them because we have cards from like, I don't know, years ago that are brand new sealed that we always plan on sending out that we never do. But yeah, so I bought them, and just before we started this video, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna look those up and see. It's probably not worth a whole lot, they're Christmas cards. But I was surprised they're actually going for like $30, $40. I couldn't find this exact same style, but there were other similar ones. It's like 40 cards in this pack. So yeah, I think that they're going to get listed. So then I came across this Dickensville Collectibles Christmas train. My 3-year-old is just giddy to open this box and play with it, and I keep having to tell him, no, it's not a toy for you to play with. So I looked this up. It looks like they're going for about $30 used, but there were some people who were piecing these out and selling just one of the train cars, or just the station, or the train tracks. Like somebody had sold the train tracks all together for $25. They were selling the cars for like $11 or $12. So my thought is, because this box is a little bit warped, it looks like it may have gotten wet at some point. I think that I would get more money if I piece it out. So right now I'm thinking that I'm going to split the pieces up and then just throw the box away. So when you're looking at board games, you want to look for things that are unique, and usually older is good too. So I saw this Powder Puff Girls game. It's dated 2000. Obviously it looks a little old. So I searched it on eBay, and it looks like it's selling for $35 used. But this box, unfortunately, has seen better days. And so, I mean, it was only like $1.50 for the whole game. So my thought is, I haven't even opened and checked it yet, but my thought is to lot it out and sell the pieces separately. People are always looking to replace pieces for board games. So hopefully I can get 15, 20 just selling off the pieces from inside. Okay, so then I came across this Susan Branch Mitchell & Co. Christmas. It's like a teapot. It's a little bit dirty, but I was able to rub some of it off with my fingernail, so I'm fairly certain that it's gonna come off when I wash it. So it's this cute little Santa teapot, and it's got a little lid that goes with it. As far as I can tell, I looked and looked, I don't see any chips on it. It just has these little brown marks on it. You can see on the lid right there. So yeah, I'll have to clean it. There weren't any current listings for these on eBay, but there was one that had sold. It was $50 or best offer. Unfortunately, I don't know what that offer was, but they did start it at $50, so I'm hoping that they got at least $30 for it. I think I paid like $3.50 probably for it. So if I could even get $30 for it, it would be a really good return. So at this point, I had been in Goodwill for a little too long, and I looked at the time, and it was already like $3:45, and I still had packages to do. The post office closes at 5:30, so I had to very quickly run through the shoe section. I did come across these Eddie Bauer boots. They do look like the metal is kind of like rusting, sort of ish, turning blue, I don't know. But otherwise, they were in great condition. I did find comps that they look like they were going for about $25, $30, and I paid about $5, so those will be good. Then on the back side of that aisle, I found these Clark's black men's boots. Clark's for women's usually does well for me, so I didn't even look them up. They're in really good condition, and they're boots which historically tend to have more value. So I just picked those up. Eddie Bauer does really well. I found this nice heather blue top. It's a little bit more than I normally will pay for a men's sweater top, but it looks almost brand new. I haven't looked up comps on this one, but hopefully it'll be good. If not, maybe my husband will want it because it's his size. And then the last thing that I picked up is this really pretty purple and black coat jacket by Nick and Mo. It says especially for Nordstrom. So I know nothing about this brand. If you know about this brand, let me know in the comments. And I just didn't have a whole lot of time to look it up. I tried looking it up, and there were other purple coats, sweaters, but I could not find this exact jacket. But it's got really pretty detailing on it. It's got this really cute back, kind of overlaps and has the button. And then it kind of has this like ruffly accent up here on the collar. And it's just got this kind of slick material. Right here, you can see maybe it's got these cute bows for the pockets. They wanted $15 for it, and I thought, oh, $15. I mean, a lot of times you can get $50+ for coats and jackets that are nice. And so I was debating on it, and then I remembered that it was yellow tag, 50% off, and so I was like, forget it, I'll just get it. I mean, I'm $7.50 plus my 25% off coupon. I'm only looking at $6, so worst case scenario, it sells for $30, and I'll still have a good profit on it in the end. It's really pretty though, so I'm really hoping that I can get more than $30 for it, but yeah, we'll see. So my first store was a total bust, but sometimes that's just how it goes. It's kind of like going to garage sales. I don't know if you go to garage sales, but sometimes you can go to garage sales one day and you can go to like 20 of them and find absolutely nothing. And then, you know, the next day you can find something like every sale and have your whole car full. Yeah, you just never know, but you gotta keep going. You gotta find that stuff that will turn a profit for you. So I hope you enjoyed this and maybe found some new things to look for. I'd really, really love it if you could click on that like button, and if you enjoy these kinds of videos, if you could subscribe, I would really appreciate it. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope to see you in our next video.